So you want to become a profitable day trader, right?
Yes! Yes! Yes!
Well, here it goes. Not every day is going to be profitable. And so today, when I walk you through my small account growth challenge, I'm going to be providing insights into my strategy, how to manage a loss and your emotions, and then 3, just give an update on the overall account balance and the trades that I executed. So let's get started. Before we get into my trades for the day, I'd like to take a step back here and show you how you can manage your emotions when you take a loss in the market. So the most important thing to do before you even open up a chart or even enter a trade for the day is know how much you're willing to lose. So for new traders watching this video, general rule of thumb is 1 to 2%. So if you're trading a $50,000 account, that's $500 to $1,000 a trade. Or if you're trading something smaller, like a $1,000 account, that's anywhere from $10 to $20 a trade. But the key thing here is, despite the 1 to 2%, right? It's got to be an amount that you're comfortable losing, as well as something that you've kind of been used to seeing in your everyday life. So as you first start on your trading journey, right? I don't think most people will be comfortable losing $1,000 in one go.
God, please, no! No! No!
Unless, say, hey, you're making millions of dollars before you even enter day trading, right? But for people just starting out, right, it's got to be something more palatable, right? Something that's smaller, like $10 to $20, right? Something the equivalence of going like Taco Bell.
Yo quiero Taco Bell.
Or McDonald's, or say out to a restaurant for the weekend, right? It's something palatable that you're not going to freak out when you're entering a trade, right? Because if you start to see it go and draw down, let's say maybe there's a deeper retest of your position, then you're going to see it go down, negative 10, negative $20, right? And it may or may not hit your stop loss, right? And if you're freaking out about that, lower your risk. So outside of that, right, once you're at peace with the amount you're comfortable losing, trading becomes a whole lot easier, because now all you have to do is just execute on your strategy, right? Because now you have the comfortable amount saying, hey, I'm going to lose 1 to 2% today, potentially. And now I have a strategy that I just need to wait for, basically. So now that we have our risk profile, now that we have, this mental clarity of like where we're going to be and where we're going to enter the trade today, let's get into the trade I took. Okay, let's get started. So moving on to the next day, is November 21st, 2023. So as you saw in the previous video, and I won't go too into it, but I'll just kind of go to the higher level timeframes to show you. But we outlined the weekly levels on the previous video for this given week. So I tend to only usually have to do this once a week, unless there's like a key zone that it's kind of hovering around. But generally speaking, you shouldn't have to map out the levels, specifically on the weekly very often, as well as the daily, because they kind of set the precedence for where price is going to move during the days, during the week. So moving into the trades that I took here. So we already have our weekly laid out here, as you can see, denoted by these red levels. On the daily, we see the previous day, we did take a buy and we saw price move up a hefty amount of pips, probably about 100, 120 pips here. So usually when you see a heavy move like that, there generally is a retest, right? Not always. Nothing is ever 100% certain really when you're day trading, just to get that out of the way now. But nonetheless, I was really looking for a retest and a buy here. So right around this zone. So moving down further into our charts here. So again, I outlined this in the previous video, and I will drop the link here in the video itself. But you can see that there is this resistance that was broken the previous day, being yesterday. And then there was a retest, which we took a buy on, and then we got a pretty solid win there, roughly around a 2 to 1. But now, given it's the next day, we'll probably see some sort of pullback here. So let's fast forward price here, because we're still on the 20th. So backing it up just to like right around this zone here, we see a minor resistance level form, and I'll just denote that with this little green box here. So right now at like 5 a.m. it formed, this reversal pattern here. Where I got in at, I will say, was a mistake on my end. and here's another big thing when you are trading, like always follow your strategy, right? I tried to time the market before I actually got a good signal. So for me, it was a personal mistake on my end, but nonetheless, there were other opportunities for me to trade had I actually followed my playbook. So just a big thing too is as you're back testing and creating a strategy, always stick to the plan. Don't try to deviate, because that's proven to obviously be successful if you're deploying it, I'd hope. But nonetheless, let's get into this trade. So going down into the 30-minute, now that we have the 4-hour levels laid out. So getting into the 30-minute, right, I saw here there is this minor support being formed on the left-hand side from the previous day. I got in like right around here. Again, the mistake I made here was my strategy is the engulfing strategy, which I did go over in the previous video. I thought I could time a bounce here, but nonetheless, the key mistake I made, right, is you see this basically short-term downtrend, right, going down to retest this key level that was broken. And what I did here was I thought it would come back up and retest this level, but I executed before the market really showed me it's the direction it had planned to go for the day. So I took a trade here before I saw an engulfing pattern. So I did take a buy like right around here. It was a really short stop loss. I didn't lose a whole lot because, again, I was taking a risky trade. But again, this all comes down to your risk tolerance. I definitely think greed and a little bit of overconfidence got the best of me here. But again, as you kind of work through your emotions and understanding more about how you operate internally, right, that'll kind of help drive your decisions as well as help you refine your trading to become a better trader. So nonetheless, I didn't follow my playbook here and got stopped out, lost about $14 on the account. But nonetheless, I think this is a great learning opportunity, especially for new traders, because you're not going to win 100% of the time, right? But if you're sticking to your playbook, you know, you're managing your emotions, you're most likely going to be profitable if you stick to your plan that has been proven and back tested, right? So if you're getting a 60 or 70% win rate on your strategy, then really it just comes down to managing your losses and managing your emotions, right? I will say something here that I was really proud of myself for, and as you go through your own trading journey, you should really document, is when you lose, don't instantly try to enter the market to try and make back your money, or what's commonly known as revenge trading. And so revenge trading is a really great way to blow your account. So if you do take a loss, it's best to just kind of let the market play out until you actually find a valid signal. For me, I was done for the day. I had work, so I couldn't really continue to trade for that day. However, if I was to continue trading, I would have actually seen a valid entry, I should say, right here. So actually, as we zoom in here, a 30-minute engulfing candle did form. So you can see that price opened here and closed here, and the wicks engulf this entire previous bar, right? So where I would have entered if I did take a second chance trade here would have been on this pullback, right, where you see this other wick. And so ideally what I would have done is just put my stop loss here and then rode it down all the way to this level right around here for about a 3.5 to 1 trade, right? So nonetheless, I did miss this trading opportunity. However, I didn't revenge trade or try to enter back in the market without seeing a valid signal again. So I did learn from my mistake, but I will say, as you go through your journey, as you build your account, right, there's sometimes periods where you could have a string of losses or a string of winners, right? And two things can happen. If you have a string of winners, you can become overconfident and think you know the market better than the banks who actually manipulate and fluctuate the market do, which is, again, a really quick way to lose your account over leverage. For me, I still risk the same amount I normally do, but nonetheless, really great opportunity here. And I think a great learning experience is you're not going to win every trade, and I try to be as transparent as possible when I'm going over my live account, because not every day is a winner for me, and like most traders, whether they show you or not is probably the same. So with that being said, there was a great opportunity here. Unfortunately, I missed it, but nonetheless, just a more proof of concept that my engulfing strategy does work if I give time to let the market play out and show me a signal, right? And so stick to your plan, stick to your playbook, and you'll become a profitable trader. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much.